Be honest, sometimes you are lacking confidence in your business and it is like taking thousands of dollars out of your pocket. I'm going to show you exactly step by step some strategies so that you never lack confidence again. Let's go, baby. It is Brent Daniels, and I am going to go through the 4 C's of building up your self-confidence. Now, this is by no means anything that I came up with. It actually came up with a guy by the name of Dan Sullivan. He's got an incredible podcast. Just Google him, find him. You can find what he's talking about when it talks about building your confidence. But I'm going to make it specific for the wholesaling industry. So, number 1, it starts with let's put a little title on this. 4 C's of confidence. Number 1 is commitment. Commitment. Now, I'm not talking about, hey, I want to change my life. I want to be an Instagram like entrepreneur. I want to wholesale deals and show big checks and show money. All of that is great. And I applaud you. I love it. I really do. I do it myself. I think it's fun. I think it's exciting. But I'm telling you, the commitment of this business, the commitment of the wholesaling business is real. You need to be on it and in it every single day. Through the ups and the downs, you need to know that there's going to be a ton of times that you fail, a ton of times that people that tell you you can't do it. But how committed are you that you're going to actually build your own business? How committed are you that you're going to be able to grind all the time, getting on the phone, talking through people's problems, dealing with their emotions, not even dealing with their emotions, but just being involved in their emotions? Like, how much empathy and passion do you have for other people? And are you committed, truly committed to being a real estate entrepreneur? Because that is the absolute first part. If you are, that is beautiful, because that leads us to the second C, which is courage. Number 2 is the courage to do it. Okay? Courage. This is hard. I'm telling you, this comes up all the time. The courage to go through and to learn new things. The courage to be able to think that you have a deal and it falls through and you still get up the next day and you make some more calls. The courage to be able to pay money for marketing. The courage to go up to somebody that you know is doing a lot more business and ask for some advice. The courage to be able to really quit your job or put other things that you had as priorities on the back burner, like going out or partying or doing some sort of extracurricular activities or your hobbies or whatever else. That courage that you have to truly build your business because you already made the commitment that you're going to do it, that you have this passion for it. You know what I mean? If you don't have the passion, if you don't have that pilot light, that burning desire inside you and the commitment, you're never going to have the courage. All of these build on each other. You have to have the commitment first. Courage is number 2. Number 3 is the competence. Okay? This comes with experience. This comes in our business. This comes with comping a lot of properties. This comes with talking to a lot of people. That's why I encourage everybody to TTP, to cold call, because it's going to get you in front of more distressed homeowners faster than anything else. Everybody wants to hide behind a voicemail. Everybody wants to hide behind a text message or a website, or they want to hide behind a mailer or something else and wait for people to call them so that they feel warm and good and everything. How are you going to build up your competence of effectively communicating with strangers if you're not doing it every day? I'm telling you, if you talk to 1,000 strangers, 1,000 distressed homeowners, you will know how to talk to anybody about real estate. Anybody. I'm telling you, people go their whole careers trying to avoid that many conversations when you can get it done in 90 days. Like, let's speed this up, man. This is the time to do it right now. You're already committed. You already have the courage to do it. The competence comes with the experience that you have, and get that experience as quick as you can. And then you win and win and win. And it's the small wins you start stacking. You start stacking the small wins, and all of a sudden it starts building you up, building you up, building you up. That's the process. That's the beauty of it. The check at the end is beautiful. You post it, you get cash, you throw it all over your bed, you throw it all over wherever you're holding it against your hand, you're throwing it out in the air, whatever it is, you know what I mean? That's the end part. But the process of those little wins and those little changes that happen inside your brain every time that you're progressing, every time that you're evolving as an entrepreneur is amazing. And number 4 is the confidence. Here it is. Guys, confidence. This is where you're building up the confidence. If you're lacking the confidence, something here is going on. All right, either it's a lack of commitment, either your courage is getting tested, either your competence, either you don't feel like you know enough to keep going and that makes you unconfident. Once you start building all these up, then you have the confidence. This all goes in order. So you commit to it. I'm going to do this. I found wholesaling. I found it through a video or a podcast or whatever it was that I found. It was somebody in my market's doing it. My cousin's doing it. My brother, whatever. Now I'm committed to wholesaling. Number 2 is courage. Like, I have the courage to do it. I can fail. I can do this. I can get up every day. I can sacrifice things. It's going to be a priority. 3, you've got that competence because you're talking to people all the time, baby. You're talking to them. You're having good conversations. You're having quality conversations with them. You're understanding values. You understand if a deal's a deal or not a deal, which is amazing. And 3rd is the confidence. The beautiful confidence building up. And now in this video, this is going to be amazing because I have one of my cold callers who is also a budding young entrepreneur who just not only got his first deal for my company, he got a first deal for his own company. So we're going to cut here. I'm going to bring him in. We're going to have a real conversation because this is going to hit home with you, a lot of you guys, because it's just raw, it's real, and we're going to see where he is here and what he's working on and how he's going to take it to the next level. So, boom! Okay, so here is the scoop. This is Eric Martinez. Eric right now works full-time here in the office and he's making cold calls. About how many people are you talking to a day typically?
Contacts?
Yeah.
It depends on the list, but roughly 80 to 100.
80 to 100 new contacts every day. So everybody out there complaining that they can't do it for an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours or talking to 10 people is a lot. Just remember, there's levels to the game, right? So 80 to 100 people a day. And from that, about how many leads are you getting?
I'd say about 3, 4 like actual good leads.
Okay.
You know, like not asking retail.
Right. How many people say yes to you? That they would consider an offer? I mean, honestly.
Yeah, like 3 or 4.
Okay.
Actually probably 2. The other ones I got to dig for them. You know, like they're just like, not right now, or, you know, yeah, basically that, not right now. I got to dig for like the other 2.
Yep.
Like you'll get like an easy 2 maybe.
Yep.
Not an easy, but you know, they'll say yeah, or they'll give you the time of day. The other 2 you gotta kind of dig for, you know, ask the right question.
How many leads could you send in if you thought everything was a lead before you knew? You know what I mean? Like you call them up and say, would you consider an offer on your property? And they say yes. Or sure. Like, or how much would you give me?
Oh man, I'd probably send in more because anyone that would say yes, but they were giving me a high price, I'd probably send it in.
Yep. But
now, like if they're asking close to Zillow, it's just, it's not real. I don't like to send bad leads in, so I usually check with the Maricopa site and see if they're close to that. So, because sometimes Zillow is wrong.
Maricopa site is our county. That's the county website is what he's talking about. Awesome.
Yeah.
So, couple exciting things. One, we just assigned a deal that Eric had sent in about a month ago, maybe a couple weeks ago. We made $8,500 on that. Not a huge deal, but I'll take it. And this young man right here, he hired some cold callers of himself. So Eric got into this to be a wholesaling entrepreneur, to be a real estate investor. And while he is building up his business, he's working here and he's building his skills, he's figuring things out, he's getting into the network of people, and also he's following up on your own leads, right?
Now I am.
Now you are.
It took a while, but yeah, now I am.
Lead follow-up is...
It's the only thing you should be doing.
Yes.
It's the only thing you should... I don't know, my opinion.
Why weren't you doing it?
I was scared.
Of?
I don't know,
What are you scared of? You talk to people all day long.
That's what I don't get. I'm super okay with cold calling, but as soon as like it comes to following up on leads, I just feel like, oh man, like they're ready to go. Like what if I fumble it and mess it up? And I don't know, I was just scared, but then I was just like, I gotta do it. So I just started doing it. And
awesome. Should we have the other microphone on, by the way? No? We're good? Okay, we're good, people. Just want to make sure that you can hear him, so hopefully you can. Awesome. Anyway, he got a deal. His cold caller called Saturday. He went out Saturday. He got it locked up Saturday.
No. So she called, she got the lead on Saturday.
Yep.
I followed up later on in the day, probably like 4 or 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
Set up an appointment for 10 a.m. Sunday.
Yeah.
Went on Sunday on the appointment and
locked it up.
Yeah.
How much did you get it for?
165.
How much?
165.
And how much did you sell it for?
Well, I mean, I don't want to say we sold it yet, but 185 is.
Here's the thing: we helped them sell it. We have a buyer for it, and ended up at 185, 20K. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the beautiful advantage of working here with us is he gets to keep almost all of it.
You gave me a great deal.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you gave me a great deal.
Yes, but that's exciting, right? Your first deal. Okay, so we were talking about in this video, starting out with going through the 4 C's of confidence, right? And he was literally watching as I was filming this, Snapchatting or whatever the heck you do. Yeah.
Not the whole thing.
Yeah, so it started with commitment. So when did you get committed to this business? And why?
So I'd say I got like officially like really committed in about July, late July is when I was like looking into list and and then I finally purchased a list late July, had the caller start sometime around early September.
Why didn't you mail? Why didn't you do pay-per-click? Why didn't you do bandit sign?
I did actually, I was doing bandit signs for a little bit, but again, I was too scared to answer the phone calls and so it's just a huge waste of money. Not a huge waste, but like it was a waste of money. Right. But like I got really committed in like early September. Yeah. Late. So
where you're at, and we just went through this, and Alejandro will put the little words up here, but you're stuck in the courage.
Definitely.
Courage, right?
I'm getting more courage now, but courage was a huge thing. Because I first started learning about real estate at 18.
Right.
I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. I went to Rich Dad event. I was going to like cash flow meetups and stuff, and I met a lot of cool people. But I wasted their time because I was not ready. I did not have the courage by any means. It took me 6 years to finally get enough courage.
Hey, it takes time. Yeah. And oh, by the way, you're like what, 25?
24. Well, we're going to be 25.
Yeah. So you're fine. Anyway. So the courage part, the next part is the competence and then the confidence. So it's building up that courage part, and then start filling in the other things. You've got the commitment. You're already doing it. You're in this. Committed. You found me. I sent out a Facebook ad for this, and he like instant messaged me in like 2 seconds, or direct messaged me, I should say, and came in and has been doing great. And his brother works for us too. But it's just building up that confidence. After you get your first deal, though, it goes from belief you can do it to a fact that you can do it.
Now, oh man, once this closes, I won't be afraid to make calls anywhere, I think. Right. Because a lot of times...
You mean follow up?
Yeah, follow up, because a lot of times I didn't follow up is because like I'm afraid what my family's thinking of me. Like, why? Because they saw me putting out bandit signs. They see I had a bandit sign in the room. We buy houses, and like they're probably thinking like, what is he like? Why are you doing that? It's not going to work. Even my dad told me like, it's not going to work.
You know what's the craziest thing? As you're saying that, I truly believe like if I gave you leads, you would have no problem calling them and like closing them. But because they're your own leads and you're out there and you feel like you're on an island and you're like, I hope I'm not screwing this thing up. I hope I'm not, you know what I mean?
I totally agree with that. Yeah. I always felt like that way too.
100%, dude. Yeah. You just feel like you're like, out there just kind of in space and you're just kind of floating around and you're not sure if you're doing the right things or whatever. Yeah. So, but now Yeah. Nice thing you're in an environment where you see this happen every single day.
This helped out a lot.
Yeah, sure. And you're talking to people, you know what I mean? It's taking that courage and just building it up based on your experience and now based on the fact of you closing a deal.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Talking to people is the best.
Talking to people is the best. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, because as soon as I started following up with leads, it's like, this guy's like asking pretty low. This guy's asking pretty low too.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
But I mean, that's what it's about. It's really not a huge rocket science. If you just focus, I say that there's 4 steps to the wholesaling business, and I won't get into all of them now. But the number one thing is to have quality conversations with distressed property owners every single day, as often as you can. If you do that, you win in this. It's flawless. It's 100%. So Congratulations. Comment down below. Give this man some love, Eric Martinez. This is a big step for him on his journey as an entrepreneur. So it is incredible. I love it. And until next time, guys, I love you and I encourage you to talk to people. See ya.